All right, here we go again. So before I even get started, I can't do intros anymore with music that everybody knows because it's copyright claim and I can't monetize it. Unbelievable. Just found this out. Don't know what I'm going to do about that. Like, what am I going to start my own band? Like, everything's copyrighted. It's ridiculous. So that's an issue. But I'll figure it out. I'll adapt. I'll make something work. Just give me some time, I guess, on that. But today we're just going to get right into the charts. A lot to talk about. I got about 35 on my list today. We're going to start with DVLP. DVLP. I hate my life. I hate my life. I bought this too high today. I thought it was going to break out today. Given the fact that it just went penny stock exempt, for those of you that don't know what that means, it's actually like a very important thing. Penny stock exempt just basically means that they make a certain amount of revenues that they're penny stock exempt. So you know that it's a real company if they have that badge. That doesn't get now. But when I say that, I don't mean that the company can't have issues with it. It doesn't mean that the company's like shouldn't be a penny stock. There's still reasons why it's a penny stock, but it's definitely a good indicator on OTC markets. Just like, when they do reductions in the SS, when they lower the AS, when they, all these type of things that are good things, or get a shell badge removed, or get the filings up to date so they get pink current. It's all kind of along the same lines, but penny stock exempt is one that's it's a pretty good badge. So I do like that. It just happened, and their 10K was very good. This company does make money. I said a couple back when this happened, when I thought it was going to break out here and got rejected. I said there's something wrong with it. They're diluting. There's a dilutive on the ask. Oh, well, there's no balloon in the share structure. That's fine. I don't care. You got to remember, guys, this is a penny stock. This isn't, they don't have to file anything realistically. You don't know what's going on. Okay. So, and what comes out? The CEO verified that they did have a legacy owner dumping. So, okay. Maybe it wasn't the company. Maybe that's, but I said that. I said, I don't know. Maybe it's not dilution, but somebody is dumping. And inside, that's basically the same thing as dilution. Okay, it's not adding to the share structure, but there's somebody with a tremendous amount of shares that they've converted and they're dumping them into the bid or off the ask. That's why it's an immovable ask. Now, the reason why I got back in it today is because that's gone. One of the dilutive MMs moved to 1, which is a good sign. Usually when that tends to happen, because the dilution is done, they say that updates are going to come out on Twitter. And I didn't even know that after I bought today. Now that I found that out, that's a very good thing. Hopefully they strike while the iron's hot. That's what they're going to want to do here, because as far as the chart goes, it looks perfect to me. That's why I just bought without thinking. Look, there's a very strong resistance here. That's why it's having trouble with it, but it came up. This is like a perfect W. The way that the chart looks is perfect. Your RSI is above the 50 and it's in 62. It's in the hot zone and it's creeping up. Your hey, did I say that I wanted to do? Did I ask for that to happen? Don't do it again. Got it? Get it? Good. Thank you. Computers, they never know what the hell's going on. Either way, and by the way, the chat GPT thing, just absolutely asinine. Okay, stick to the charts, stick to the charts. Either way, perfect. RSI, perfect. MACD turning up and starting to go, but not overbought in any way. This thing is consolidated for long enough. I think it has the chance to go, hopefully. If the company came out tomorrow with a roadmap for for the 2023, roadmaps work. We're right at resistance. You get enough people to buy through resistance tomorrow on something like that pre-market. See ya. By Tuesday, it's in the 8s. So let's just pray to God that sometimes you need a little bit of luck. Sometimes you need a little bit of help from your friends, which in this case would be the company. Please, for the love of God, just do it before I cry and then I murk myself because it tanks below 3 and then I want to cry and I want to get on one knee and praise God and ask him why, and add like Job, losing everything, my wife, my family, my kids, my cattle, my house, my everything to DVLP. Please do not let that happen. Just give us the roadmap tomorrow. Spend all night on it if you have to. And retweet this to the company so they're just like, all right, let's do it then. Peter Penny knows what's up. NVOS. This one has a W formation going on as well, and it does have a gap fill up at 60. These are very good things. Problem is, and I just want to clear something up for the people that are in this and might have seen my comments on Twitter. Okay, hey, I've been around for a little bit of time. When somebody says, and anybody could say this, I'm buying millions of dollars worth of stock in a 12-cent company, it's possible. I'm not saying that it's a lie. But it doesn't mean that I'm just going to be like, oh, for real? Like, you don't believe everything you hear on the internet. Now, they're saying that it's verified. Okay. Is it in the filings that he's over a 5% owner? Is it, do you see anything could be Photoshopped? Like, how do you know that? If I saw it in a filing that he owned 5% of the share structure, that's different. But somebody with a Rolls-Royce profile picture on their Twitter profile, I can't just go off of that. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not calling anybody a liar here. I'm just saying I'm not going to believe somebody just because they said they're buying millions. Now, if it's verified, it's verified. Just show me. Nobody wants to show me the verification. And that's, and the stock went down a little bit today. Were they saying that because they had shares to dump? That's what's going on up here. I can't tell you if it's truth or if it's not, because I'm assuming. I can't tell you whether he's legit or not, but can you? Prove it to me, and then I'll believe that this guy's actually buying millions. Now, it's neither here nor there. I'm just saying, for those people that are new to the market, don't just believe anything you hear on Twitter, because I don't believe a goddamn word. You know how many times that I've asked people to show me their buys and they won't? So, maybe they don't want to take the time, or maybe they're lying. I don't know. But either way, the Bollinger Bands are pinched as hell. Your MACD is, your RSI is at 50, and it's sitting right on 50. No problems there. Right above the middle orange band, kind of just riding above that. Very nice. MACD isn't overbought in any way, shape, or form. Been consolidating at this level for quite some time. News expected, the swag merger and also whatever, and then the financials, great, could be coming out next week. I think this has a chance to go. Now, I'm waiting for it to break 13, and I'll hit it with everything I got. But I'm just saying, I'll wait for that to happen. I don't think that this is just, and maybe it will, and maybe it'll gap up on me, and I'll miss it. But I just don't know. I listen, it looks good to me. It looks good to me. It could go to 60 very well. It could gap and go there right away. I don't know. I'm just waiting to give me a mark, because it's just flatlined here, and it had a little bit of a sell-off today. And that's not to say that that's just this stock. Trust me, most of the market was red. If you escaped with any type of green, you were very, very lucky today. Pretty much everything was down. Tesla was the main reason for that. Thing was absolutely tanking today. We'll get to that in a few. IMP. This thing is settling right on this middle orange band. You do not want to get closes above it. It looks like it just wants to ride along it just for right now. I don't know how long it's going to ride along. I don't know if it's going to dump below or if it's going to blast above. It's very hard to tell. If you want to, it kind of looks like a cup and handle here. You just don't want to form a W and come all the way back down and create a double bottom. So you got to be very careful. If you're invested in this, if you start breaking down hard below 19, you might be in trouble, because you might be coming back down to this double bottom at 15. You don't want to end up doing that. That's a big haircut. So just keep an eye on it and know where you're going to have your stop loss. If you don't want to put a stop loss, which I don't tend to do, I would just make sure that this holds this price, because you're kind of right below it. You need some type of momentum, given it's the summer and oil prices are going up. I'm surprised that it's still here, but we'll have to see. I hope that this recovers and keeps this uptrend, but we'll have to wait and see. LUNR. Is this working? LUNR, this was a big mistake I made yesterday. I'm like so dumb. In fact, I hit myself on the head so hard that I saw stars. Like, if you do that hard enough, you can like see galaxies. I don't know if you've ever done that before. I've done it quite a few times being in the market for 7 years. I've wanted to bash my own brain in, run outside, get hit by a car, go to the hospital, get my lungs taken out, reworked on, taken all the tar off, put back in, stitched back up, have a transition into a woman, transition back because of mental issues, and then do it all over again the next day. Like that's how I felt the day that I bought this. And given the fact that I restricted on a day trade, and I got absolutely, and all I did all day was watch the price tank all day. Every just supports broken through, bang, 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 bang. Nothing I can do. Can't sell. Would have been able to easily get out break even. Was like I want to, but couldn't because of day trade. Yes, that is the best thing, and that's why I know better, and that's why I wasn't pissed at the stock price going down as much as I was pissed at myself for chasing pre-market volume again. Didn't do the DD on the stock, didn't realize that the 719 million deal was up to 719 million. It's not like they got it directly deposited into their bank account, but I didn't do the DD on it. Instead, I've chased FOMO in the morning, which sometimes can work out. One time out of 300, it is going to work out. And don't get me wrong, every time you see everything running, oh, I missed that, fuck. Oh, I missed that, frick. Okay, you only know about it. It's 1 out of 19,000 stocks that had a great day today. You didn't hear about the other 5,000 that you would have chased and would have tanked on your brain. Okay, so you're only going to hear about the good shit. Okay, the history is written by the victor. There's no difference from real life and from the market. You're only going to hear about the ones that are victories. You're not going to hear about the ones that are losses. So when you chase pre-market volume, chances are you're going to get slammed on. That's why you watch it as the market opens. Don't get sucked into it. Don't think that you're going to miss out on it. Chances are you're not. If it opens and it continues up and it gives good stabilization and it's starting to whatever, then by all means, do what you got to do. But I'm done with the pre-market chasing. No, no más, no quiero, no te gusta, no me gusta, no bueno, no. No más, güey. No más. Mi amorcita. Mi cielo. With this red beard, I could literally go to Mexico and take it over like I was Cortez without question. Could be the president within months. People have told me this. It's not my own thought. By the way, this is Tesla. I've told somebody for a while now. I'm going to send them this video, even though, I mean, whatever. I'm not even going to be there to say I told you so, even though I'm going to tell them I told them so. I said it's coming back down to 150 with almost no, I knew it. I said 150, sell at 200. I said sell 191. And I said, buy back at 150. That's a big swing in a big company like this. They missed earnings. It's definitely going back down to 150. You got to hope that it stabilizes there, but your technicals are turning down, not looking great. This is kind of what I think brought the market down today. This thing was absolutely obliterated, 10%, which is pretty significant. And now you're breaking below this bottom and you're closing below it. I don't know what it did after hours, just not looking good. You're going to come back and you're going to fill this gap. Just like most gaps fill on charts, it will come back and fill this. Just like if you flipped it over and you see this and it's on the bottom and it created this W and it's this way instead of that way, you do the math. The patterns are pretty much everything in the market. You don't know how many days it's going to take the pattern to form. You just got to play it by ear. That's why you want to find a good chart with a good rumor and get in before everybody else does and get out before everybody else dumps. That's pretty much the whole idea of the market. And you get a gap like this and you get some, it's not wanting to go. It's topping here. And then it starts to fall off. It starts to close below that middle orange band. You're in trouble. And stop just listening to people that are like, yeah, but they got the best call. Do they? I mean, I said that financials were going to be a miss. I've been telling this, my friend Luke, for months and months and months. I'm like, financials are not going to be good. GTC, oh, mamma mia. See what I mean? And this is why I called this out the other day when I saw this breaking above. I didn't know that it was going to take 3 days for it to break out, but it did. If I would have grabbed that day, it would have been 7. I would have had 100% gain. And I definitely would have sold. That's why you have to know pattern. And now, look, I'm not like bent out of shape about it. I'm not going to go cry to little mama. I'm not going to go cry to my little dad do, or my pap, or my pup, or my mama, or my green me. I don't even know if that's a real expression for a grandmother, but either way, I'm not going to go cry in my little pillow or in my little blank because I missed it. Okay, but it just gives me solidification that when I want to see this, when I see this again, and it's starting to break out and it's starting to form this W, I'm in good shape. Go back to DVLP, same idea. The W, you just got to get that break above. Put out that gosh darn update, and bing bang bop, it goes. It's the same idea. I'm sure GTCH had some kind of update today. It's a Thursday, perfect for news. Should have thought of this, didn't think of this. Oh my lordy. But look, the volume was so low, or no, it wasn't. The volume was like, definitely wasn't 339 million. That was an absolute massive amount for this stock. But either way, chart still looks good. As long as you start to get up on this uptrend, it seems like you want to come back down to this resistance. You got to get above 11 and hold above it for a continuation, but very, very possible. Because people are looking for a runner right now. UCAR. Absolutely. I think this was an IPO. It seems like, I mean, open, these are always shots in the dark. Opened at 10, ran all the way to 70. Looks like it opened at 10. I don't know. Yeah, somewhere around there. Ran all the way to 70. 75. Unbelievable. Now, a lot of the times they'll IPO, they'll let it run, and then they'll dump it down because IPOs tend to be overpriced, or they're just like, exactly, overpriced. And then they just start diluting immediately. Again, that's why they come into the market and do an IPO for a public, pretty much offering, because they can dump shares and use that money to advance the business. But that's neither. Now, I'm not saying that that's what this company is going to do. It clearly had an amazing day today. If you bought in on the IPO at open and you were able to get shares down there at 15, incredible. You had an amazing day. Just be weary. Don't get sucked into what they're saying on the boards. I know you don't want to hear that. You want to be excited. You want to come here and be like, oh my God, he's so bullish, but that could get you in trouble. So just be careful. Be careful. Okay, don't always be a bull no matter what. Don't always have a thought in your mind like, okay, I'm up 600%. Maybe if you were up 600%, I would say 100% sell it without question. I mean, if you get lucky enough to hit a 600% hit in a day and you have it close at that 600%, you don't sell it, then you're new and you'll figure it out eventually and you'll be like, oh my God, that was one of the rarest days I've ever had in my life. I've never even hit a 600% in a day ever. I think the most I made in a day was 400%, or like 350. And I had to wait in the stock for months to hit that. So, it was a month, 2 month, 3 month hold at literally nothing. And then boom, one day up 350%. So the chances are the only way you're going to hit something like that is if you're already sitting in it for a good amount of time. If you just randomly bought this IPO and you got lucky enough that it didn't tank and it actually ran, good for you. Don't expect this to happen every time. If you're lucky enough, I would say sell it. It could keep going. It's down 10% last time I checked in after hours, which is expected. Most stocks that have that type of day are going to take a little bit of a pullback, but we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. Is it going to keep going? Maybe. Maybe you have the chance to get back up near here, but I wouldn't just expect it to just go forever because be weary. These companies usually start to dump after they get the price up. I'm just saying. I might be wrong, though. You never know. No, I'm just saying what's happened in the past, though. DOMA, creating a perfect dub here. Is it going to want to come back down to the father like a prodigal son coming home to mow the lawn? I'm not sure. Technical difficulty, sorry. You're getting the W here, and you're getting a pullback to this middle orange band. Is it going to return? I mean, I don't know. It's coming back, and it's touching this previous resistance that it broke above, pulled back to. You want to get another bullish move to tomorrow. Now, remember, most of the entire market was down today, so chances of this actually keep going was a pretty small chance. But tomorrow there could be a rebound. You just want to see it break above this previous high. You want to see it get back up near 4.6, somewhere in that area. You You do not want to see it return to the father, return to this middle orange band like a prodigal son to the father to mow the lawn and tend to the leaves and tend to the sheep and tend to the family and butcher the cows and milk the cows and butcher the pigs and make the bacon and make the eggs and cook the steaks and harvest the fruits and harvest the veg and just do everything on the land. And that's what this will tend to do is the son will always want to return to the father if forgiveness is involved. Now, I don't know where I'm going with that, and I don't even know what I'm saying at this point, but bottom line is you don't want to get a pullback to this middle orange band. You want it to keep going. You want it to stay bullish. You want to rebound tomorrow, and you want it to come back up into this 5-8 range. That's where I would say sell. You got to get above this, but you're getting above it. I like it. It looks beautiful. It's a perfect W, and it's at bottom. I can't see a better chart than this. If this chart doesn't work out, then, you know, it's just a bad beat. It's like somebody hitting a half-court shot in a sport that you were about to win $1 million on, and they actually hit it at the buzzer. It's the same idea. You got to go with things that are 90% positive, but they're not always going to work out. There's still a 10% chance that you're going to be sent to the core of the earth to live with the devil and all of his demons, to the bottom of the ocean to live with all the electronic fish. Okay, that's what tends to happen to people that hold anything long term. That's why you flip. But we'll have to see where that one goes from there. It's thin. I like it. INQD. By the way, still not on the, and still on no alcohol. I'm sorry for the people in INQD, but still off the, this is a lifestyle show. I don't care. I just talk. If you want to just skip through this and get to the chart, that's fine by me. But either way, I have alcohol is completely out of my system. Been sleeping like a champ. Been going to bed at 8 p.m. because what are you doing after 8 p.m. if you're not drinking and doing dumb shit? Nothing. There's nothing to do after 8 p.m. I go to the gym in the morning. I get all this shit done. I clean. Then I shoot my video. Then I go back to the gym or do some other type of workout. Then I come home. I eat again. And then it's bedtime. Then it's nappy time. It's night for Bonzo. I don't know what else to tell you. That's 8 o'clock in this household. Okay, we're going to bedtime early. We're going to bed early. Okay, and then when we wake up, we're going to wake up at 4 a.m. and we're going to be productive. And we're going to be hungry because we didn't eat too close to bedtime. Okay, now that has nothing to do with INQD. It's just a little bit of life advice. If you have any desire to be in good health, no drinking, no porn, no weed, no cigarettes. Now, I smoke cigarettes, okay? We all have vices, and I have problems with them, okay? I have my own problems, but one thing is I definitely am not overweight. I definitely keep myself healthy, but I smoke cigarettes. So, we all have problems. I'm not here judging anybody. I'm just saying, eliminate as much of the bad shit as you can. That way you have a sound mind to trade and you're not sitting there hungover or, feeling depressed because whatever. I don't know. But we all have problems. Just fix them. Got it? Okay, so this one is looking pretty good. I mean, it might be flagging here. Oh man, why didn't I buy? I mean, it's not up that much from where I saw it, but I remember about 5 days ago, I was like, yo, INQD looks really good breaking above this middle orange band with that W formation, and they sent it. Damn it. Look, W formation gone. W formation gone. This is what I'm having in DVLP. But we'll have to see what happens here. Is it going to flag here? Maybe. Or is it going to test these highs? Maybe. That's still to be seen. All the chart tells us is what's already happened or what's happening currently. It does not tell us what's going to happen in the future. So we'll just have to wait and see. Could it create a, I don't know, man. I don't know, dog. All I know is if you would have just, but this was the indicator here. And if I would have bought that, I'm up 50% almost. That's okay, though. Again, you don't let it get to you. You just remember, okay, I saw this and I was very happy about that. And then look, it worked out. AMC. Respecting that middle band like an abused child to his father who lives in a cage and only comes out for a little bit of canned corn every once in a while. Doesn't even have a pot to piss in. He just has to go all over himself. If he wants to eat, he's got to respect that father, and that's exactly what AMC is doing. It's respecting that father, and it's coming right back down to it. Is it going to kiss it and go? I'm not sure. Again, the whole market on the broad side was red today, so you know. It is what it is. It's been trading extremely volatile. You just want to see it hold here, fellas. You don't want to see it break down below 450 or somewhere in that area. You want to keep it here, and you want to get a reversal in the market. Try and get back up here. I don't know how long it's going to sit here. I don't know if it's going to be weeks, months, days, hours, seconds right now, and after hours, who knows? But either way, you just want to have it hold this line. Again, you got to look for if it's breaking down. You can't be sitting there looking at your phone or your computer or whatever you're trading off of and be like, yeah, but like, oh my God, I can't sell it. I'm down a little bit. I mean, if you're down 10%, cut it. I had to cut a couple big losses this week. I had a big gain and then I had two big losses. It hurts and it sucks. Still up pretty significantly on the week, but still at the same time, it sucks when you get it and then you got to give a lot of it right back to the market. You don't want to do that. And I did that by over trading. That's why you want to just make sure that if you're buying, it's on, you want to be buying here, but you want to make, like, if it starts to break below it, you got to be willing to dump out and just be like, okay, I made the wrong decision. It didn't work this time. They don't always work. So don't always be prideful enough to be like, oh, well, I did it, so it has to work. Well, I mean, good luck with that. If that is your trading strategy, you might die. You might like literally end up with no kids because they leave you because you're so broke and all you can do is afford carpet cleaner to eat. And that's even if they're lucky. And then if not, they got to chew on sponges just to feel like they're chewing on something of nourishment. That's a problem. You don't want to be in that position where you're feeding your kids cleaning products just to survive till the next day. That's when the mother gets them. Or, you know, if you're a mom, that's when the father gets them. And that's the same father that keeps the kids locked in cages and only lets them out for canned corn. You don't want to be with him either or her either. Okay, so you just want to avoid those things at all costs. And when it dips below that line, you say sayonara, see it, nice to know you, buenas noches, buenos dias, adios, hasta luego, ciao. Okay, that's all it is. Sayonara. By the way, I saw somebody doing this in a video yesterday. I'm not even going to get into that. SDRC, is that what I'm on now? Now, why did I pull this bad boy up today? Somebody asked me to look into it. Okay, that's why. I'd have to say, why? I mean, obviously, it went from 13 to 18. That's not bad at all. I mean, that's a very good return. This is the W, though, and that's already formed. I don't like this pullback. It could be pulling back to this middle orange band, but I don't know where you bought. I don't know, but technically speaking, it closed on this previous resistance to the T. That's good. That it didn't close at the bottom of this wick. At least it had some type of pressure to push back up. But it did have a very low low. And it looks like it's weakening. That's what I'm seeing here. Plus, you look at your RSI is still in the hot zone, but your MACD is a little bit high and it's turning down. And your RSI is turning down, but the indicator here for me is the MACD. I don't know. I don't want to say to sell it because it could easily have a very big rebound day tomorrow. This is what I'm saying. You have to know about, okay, if you ask me to review this and you're watching this right now, you probably know the DD. Hopefully you've done it. If you're very interested in the stock and you're holding it like long term or trying to swing it, if there's something on the horizon, maybe this was just a tree shake. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. But we'll have to see what happens to that one. Hopefully it works out. USEG. Holy Mamma Mia, Papa Pia, into the core we go. This is like, have you ever seen the movie The Core? It came out in the 90s. Pretty good movie, actually. I randomly saw it when I was in Ireland. Not exactly sure why. Not even exactly sure how I remember that. But either way, if you saw The Core and you're in this from up here, you starred in that. So you know it all too well. You were the main character of that movie. In fact, it was based on a true story about your life. because this is absolute demolishness. No, it doesn't looks a lot worse than it is. Kind of just being facetious here, but from 250 down to 129, you're looking at a 50% haircut. That's not great. But now if you're talking about if you're buying in here, your MACD is tremendously oversold and turning up. Your RSI is oversold and kind of peaking up. You're trying to find stability down here. Your upper band is, or your middle band is at 154. If it gets a resurrect into that or a gap fill, the gap fills at 166. You're currently at 129. It's not going to give you it's not going to change your life if you get to those prices, but they're very, very possible. You just don't want to have a fake level here where it does like this again and keeps going down. You want to get that return to the Father, that resurrection on the third day, pull out of the tomb, just get sent to the sky to live with the angels and sing with all of God's men. That's what you want to happen. You want to fly into the sky and never come down. You want to go to the moon and orbit it for months, and that's what you might do. But you also might crash back down to earth, explode, and never to even be recovered. No teeth, no earlobe, no nothing, just a splatter of blood. And that's always scary. You don't want to end up in that situation whatsoever. Now, do we now? No, not tonight, not tonight. USEG, now, did I just do this? Am I dumb? I could be dumb. No, I just did USEG. And I did SDRC before that. So, okay, that was USEG, okay? Now, I'm sure you already know that. My brain just doesn't function halfway through these videos. So that's when I start to get delirious and I start talking about things that really don't make any sense. But they seem to be funny once in a while. And I'm just going to keep doing it because I don't care. Now, ENZC had a $250 million deal. But as you can see, it doesn't always run. It doesn't always go. Most of the time when everybody's like, it's gone, it's done, it's gone, it doesn't go. Okay. And when everybody's like, oh, it's never going to go, then it goes. It's just the way of the market, man. I'm telling you that it's never manipulation. It's always the company dumping. I'm sick of hearing, oh, it's manipulation. No, dude. No, somebody's selling, dude. That has the chip lead. They have the hot hand. They have the big hand. They have all the chips. You have one and you're trying to come back. It ain't gonna happen. The chip leaders are gonna win every time. That's why you got to follow them in and follow them out. And if they're now look. You've been consolidating in this range for quite some time. I mean, a very long amount of time. I would just say, and if you're long, you're long. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that it's not going to go. But this is a lot of selling on news, and I'm not in love with that, especially for $250 million deal. I'd have to look into it more. Maybe somebody can leave me a comment on exactly what it was. But you got to get above this pennant. You just kind of where this stopped, same idea. You got to get above that. You're going to want to see this come back up and break out of this trend line. You need to get above 6. You need to get above 6 with strength. ADTX. And that's as far as, and remember, I don't know what's going to come out with that stock. Maybe they have the biggest news of all time, and I'm just a dumb blum, but I don't know. ADTX, absolute monster. Ran like almost, 100% today. Very nice, very nice. It just got sold off. All the technicals look great. What's going to happen from here? I've been seeing too much of this shit recently, dude. You got to either be in it for a long time and just wait for this day. If you try and catch it on the same day, let's say you bought at 142, you're already back down at 1. You've already lost 1/3 of your money. And now you're in the hope range. Now you're in the fearful range. If it goes down at all, you're going to end up selling for a huge loss. If it goes, if it goes down, you're in trub. I hate to break it to you, but you're in trubs. You got to hope that it goes back up to your break even. And if it does, I would just get out. That's usually my rule of thumb. If I miss something and it goes back to my average, I'm out. Because I'm not risking it going back to my average and then going right back down and losing money again. And then still being in the bag. If you get an opportunity to dump a bag, dump that shit, son. If you don't, you're going to be like, no. And then you're going to hit your head so hard, you're going to see stars. BFRG. But either way, I mean, like, it doesn't mean that it's not going to keep going up tomorrow. If you would have bought it in at the end of the day, you're probably good for it now. This one looks beaut. W formation. Flagged here perfectly. Now it's just running and it's running and it's gunning. But it also is flagging here. You got to get above. You got to get above $10. Get above $10. You might see some blue skies here. I mean, this thing is absolute tearing through the clouds, up through the sky into the atmosphere, and it looks like it wants to break orbit and it wants to go straight to the moon. Maybe past that, go to Mars. Maybe even past that, go to Neptune. But I mean, you're running out of air here. You want to make sure that you reload that tank to get above that 10 and then go, see ya. But I don't know if that's going to happen. You got 30% today. Good for you. Good for you. But you just want to see it break this. You don't want it to flag here. You don't want any rejection here. You want it to keep going. Phase. Heating up a little bit, Closed above the middle band. RSI in the hot zone. MACD not overbought. Volume 1 million, not too bad. $500,000, not too bad. Getting a little bit of a spike here, not too bad. You're just going to want to get it above this resistance, which seems to be right around 78, which is fine because right now you're at 59. You're going to have the chance to sell. And if you want to buy anything on the upswing, this is probably going to be that thing. Phase is probably the best thing I've seen since anything I was shown. You've got a gap all the way up $8. I got to stop doing this because I'm gonna lose every subscriber. But you have a gap up at 810, and you're all the way down here. Okay, I mean you got a lot of work to do before you get back there. But it looks like it's just saying, hey, I'm here. How are you? Would you like to come in? Would you like to have some stew in a bread bowl? Out of all things, maybe some mashed potatoes on the side with peas in the mashed potatoes. If you don't like peas in your mashed potatoes, unsubscribe immediately. One of the best foods to ever exist on this planet. Peas and mashed potatoes with a steak and a bread and butter classic. That's what the stock is saying to anybody. They're saying, come into my nice little cottage and have some fresh lamb chuck steaks with rosemary and a little bit of shallot in a brown gravy, or maybe we even do a red wine reduction on that. Okay, and then we're gonna have a side of peas and potatoes. If you don't go into that cottage, you don't exist. You're not around anymore. Because you're probably dead if you don't go to that cottage and have that meal. And that's what this company is saying. It's saying, would you like to come into our cottage? So that's up to you. You have to walk through the door. Nobody's going to walk through it for you. Understood? KITL. I mean, this is flagging like you just I don't know. I mean, it's flagging like it's flagging. That's pretty much all I could come up with at the moment. But I mean, this thing it's flagging like, like a flag or whatever. But you want to just see it break above the flag. You want to see it get above this trend. You want to see it get up here. You want to see it start kissing 6. And then maybe you get a big boom bang. Maybe you get a big ping, 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 pow. Maybe you get a little ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, dong. Enough of that. That will be ended immediately. I apologize for anybody that had to sit there and listen to that. For all my KITL holders, you can feel free to turn off the video now. And unsubscribe and unlike the video. Comment your thoughts that you hate me and never want to see me again. Fine. No big deal. It's good feedback because I need to know when to never do anything ever again. And I feel like that was something I should never do again. But either way, I mean, did I say it's flagging? Because that's what it's doing. And if it gets above that flag, we're in good shape. I like the story here. I like the investors here. I like the pick. I like the tweet investor. He's good. I used to talk to him pretty frequently. Then whatever, we got in a fight. But either way, this thing looks like it might want to go soon. You just got to get above that 6. 6 is the line to beat. That's the land in the sand. The land in the sand. The line in the sand. The la in the saw. The la in the sa. Sorry. Never do that again. VS. I like the way that this is setting up. I mean, this thing looks like it could do one of the, I mean, I like the fact that it had a reversal candle after pulling back to this middle band. You're just going to want to get it above that previous resistance, which is about 107. You don't really have any gaps on the chart, but you could be seeing a very large, weird looking W here. This thing had a monster run, but look, I mean, again, you chased it, you got gap down to oblivion. You got cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck even though I'm bag holding. That's what somebody was literally in the mirror singing in their own head when they bought up here, and they were singing that in the shower, like just with a knife ready to cut their wrist. They were singing that song. Suffocation, without question. So again, we don't chase pre-market volume because the pre-market was probably at $3, and then the next day it was at like 96 cents. Sick, dude. That's why now these are the ones we remember. We don't remember the ones that keep going because that's tricky, and you don't want to lose 50%. Okay. But I do like the look of this chart now. It's showing a pretty steady rise, good consolidation, good pullback, healthy. Now you just got to keep getting a continuation above this previous resistance, and you want to just send it. You want to get it back up near the 2s, and then you have nothing to lose. Pow, pow, no. BXRX. God, I really like this one too, but these charts have been failing recently, and it's making me sad. It's making me feel like a little silly little gooseling. I don't know why, but it really does make me upset because usually this is why I bought Na again the other day, and then it was just like denied. Where'd that close today? Because if it closed anywhere above at $3, I'll I can't say that. Where this? If it closed over $3, I'll cry. No, nothing closed well. Yeah, it closed down. Okay. It just was a bad day in the market. I knew I should have just stayed out, but no, I had to love the action. Got to be that action junkie. Yeah! Let's go! Extremo in the ask! Woo! Oh, that one didn't work out. Nice. Sick. I love it. My favorite thing is when I'm down in the market. Everything feels good. It's so easy to work out. Whenever I'm down in the market, it's so easy to work out, so easy to have sex. Don't care about anything. Don't even need to look at my phone. Just living the dream. Just sucking the cream from the teat of life. I just loving every moment of it. Just loving every moment of it. It's when I got a red in my account. I freaking love it, dude. I freaking love it, bro. But so I don't know what to say here because things have just not been working out the way I want them to, and this looks like a beautiful chart now. Because I'm probably not going to buy this, and I'm going to forget about it in the morning. It's going to run. You have this level of resistance that it's closing right above. Oh, I kind of want that. I kind of want that. I kind of want that. Looks really good. That's my review of this. The chart looks really good. Shoosh. It's something, but I don't, again, I'm not telling anybody to buy anything, but I would buy this. I would buy this personally, but I'll forget about it. And then I won't. And then I'll be mad when I look back at it tomorrow and I'm like, oh, it went up 400,000%. Yeah, dude. Nice, bro. That's my favy. That's my favorite time is to look back on a stock that I knew was going to run and it did, and I didn't buy it. GFAI. GFAI. Nice little cup and handy going here, boys. Nice little cup and handy. A little dry handy from Jerry Sandusky in the Penn State locker room. Wow. Sorry about that one. Do you remember that scandal? That was like unreal. I was like super young. So I was like, and I'm from Pennsylvania, but I just definitely remember that and just being like, what the hell is going on here? But that's neither here nor there. Nobody here is getting a dry hand dusky. That's why I thought of that. We used to call like a dry hand job a dry hand dusky. Sorry that I apologize for all my guard force folk. You came in at the wrong time. I don't know what to tell you. I just talk here, and if you don't like my jokes, you don't like what I got to say, see ya. But I'm going to say whatever comes to my mind, and that might be dumb. Okay. But you got this closed right at these previous resistances. You got to get above that. You want to get a third string here. You want to get a third wing here. You want to get a third channel here. You want to get a third bop here. You want to get a third pop here. And if you do, then you're looking at a good gain. I like the way that the chart formation is happening. I like the fact that it's doing these stair steps. I just want to see it above 35. If you buy at 23, I want to see you get out at 50, okay? Because that's a little double Ruski, and that's what we try and do in the market. We try and double Ruski all day, every day. And if you do, if you take 8 to 16, 16 to 32, 32 to 64, 64 to 100, now you're talking. Now you're doing that nice dance. You're doing that, ooh, I got money, yo. I got money for everything, dope. And then you spend all your money on dumb shit like I did, pretty much at the same amount of money. And then like fast cars and golf all day. Like I'm a retired Korean business owner that lives in Koreatown with my wife and 3 sons that I provide for perfectly. And that's why I'm able to just go golfing every day. That's who I act like when I have money. And then before I know it, I'm just trying to stay alive. I'm eating fabric softener and chewing on steel for no reason. I don't know why I would do that, but I tend to do that when I have no money in my pocket. Again, I'm sorry. Did I even review GFAI? Yes, I did. It's that time of day. I work out for 3 hours in the morning, and then I eat, and then I sit down and do this, and I'm just like, shouldn't I be sleeping at the moment? Shouldn't there be a nap happening? ATLX, absolute sex dragon, mother of pearl, sweet mama Mia, sweet mother of Korea. This is one of the most beautiful charts I've ever seen. I remember saying people to sell when it was back here, and that was a good idea to sell because it did come back down pretty significantly, almost 50%, and then now it's going again, and now it's breaking the hell out, and now it's going goodbye. It's waving goodbye from the ferry, never to be seen again. It's going to a deserted island on a different planet, and you are not on board if you are not in it. You might want to get on board. You might want to swim out. Maybe they'll stop. Maybe you'll catch a current, be able to grab onto the back, and you'll be able to get there, which is kind of where you're at right now because it's taken off without you. But you want to jump in and you want to try and make an effort to get in that bad boy before it really goes, because I can almost guarantee it. Now, again, I won't buy this because I don't buy winners, but this thing is going to go boom and it's going to go bing, and you're going to get above. You're already above this. It's breaking out. This is what a true breakout looks like: a flag and then a rise above. This is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my entire life. If I could insert myself into it, I would. If it had a hole, I would explore. Sorry. TSOI. Again, this one looks really good. Had that continuation today. Boom, broke above. Kind of looks a lot like INQD. Could also continue on that uptrend. You just want, because it did, push pretty high. Had a lot of profit taking because there was, a lot of consolidation down here. You saw these Bollinger Bands pinch, and you popped up. You went. You went above this, and then if you would have bought at the end of the day yesterday, you would have had a chance to sell, almost for 50% easy. That's kind of what we look for off these pops. Now you don't want it to come back down here. You want it to stay up and start to form a ascending wedge right back to this resistance, and boom, get above it. SIRC. Sammy Circo. This one looks good. You had this pop to the middle band. It held there. Now it's holding its high-level consolidation up above this band. Beautiful. Looks gorge. Looks absolutely gorgiasso. Looks absolutely beautiflango. Looks absolutely magnificente. I'm telling you, if you're just coming into this video, I've been doing this the whole time, and I don't even know if I'm going to publish this because of the embarrassment I will have to put myself through. But either way, this is one of the most magnificent things I've ever seen in my goddamn life. It's one of the best charts I've ever seen in my goddamn life. And it really is. I mean, it's a perfect high-level consolidation above the orange line, and you're getting the kiss of right at the RSI hot zone at 48. Get above it, please. Get above it, please. MACD is turning up. I really like it right now. I really like it. I like it. Daddy do likey. Daddy do likey. I'm going to have to rewatch this and make sure I'm not a complete moron. Which I am. Now, BBBY, this is Bed Bath & Beyond. This is how you can get toasted. You get the return to the Father, the return to the promised land. The Christ is risen into the sky on the third day after the tomb. It's Noah on the ark getting the olive branch from the dove. It's the beginning and the end. It's the Alpha and the Omega. It's the return home. It's the return home. And that's exactly what it's a return home after a long journey. Like, if you were traveling the ocean blue in 1952 or 1852 or whenever the frick it was with Christopher Columbus, and you finally get home to your wife, and it's the first time you've seen, can I say that? I'm not sure. It's the first time you've seen a female chest cavity in years. And this is what the stock will, it's going to want to come home. It's going to want to touch them little tanks. Okay. And then if it does, but it's going to have post, can I say this shit? It's going to have post-nut what is it? Post-nut clarification, post-nut clarity. And then it's going to say, it's going to get denied a lot. It's just going to stop and be like, never, I don't want any more. And that's what it does. It comes to this band and then it says, I really liked you about an hour ago, but now can you just get the hell out of my bed? And that's exactly what this said. Okay, now you want to go, now it could have another day where it gets above that. You're just going to want things to turn around here. You do not want it to flatline. It has a very good chance to push again tomorrow. Again, all stocks were pretty much down in the market today. So, it is what it is. Take it with a grain of salt because you weren't finding many winners today. I would say 80% of my watch list was red. BuzzFeed. See, now this is why you don't get sucked into something. And this was all running off of them saving money. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Ran all the way from 87 to just an incredible move on the news that they were using AI GPT or whatever to write their articles instead of using live humans. Like, that's good news anyway. It's pretty much bad news for the planet. But either way, it ran off of that, obviously, and not a bad run at all. But then you buy up here and then look, dude, like, come on, man. Like, you're all the way back down. You're below where you would, if you would have had a perfect buy here in this area and you were up 500% and you were just like, it's still going to go. It's going to the moon and it's never coming back. And you were listening to the boards and everybody was like, diamond hands all the way to be. Diamond hands are for you and for me. If you hear that song, trumpets playing that song from the heavenlies on all of the forums, it's yourself. Okay, now everybody's probably like, this is going to the core of the earth. I hate my life. I'm leaving my wife. I'm sending my children to live in Thailand and work on the rice fields just for $2 a day to send home, just so I can afford electricity to wash my clothes. Okay, and that's not a position you want to be in. Okay, this is what I keep saying. You don't want to be down 20% in anything at any time. You definitely don't want to chase FOMO and not sell your 10% loss and end up with a magnificent loss. GNS. Again, return to this line, got denied. Post-nut clarity. Curled up, hit that line, got rejected like unbelievable. It got rejected like the nerdiest bull to the baddest bitch. Sorry, I don't like using that word. I mean, that's wrong. I use that word all the time with my friends, but not publicly. I apologize to the ladies watching. I really actually mean a female dog in this situation because that's exactly how this chart is acting. It went up there and it just backhanded you in the face and sent you down hard. Not necessarily super hard. But I told people to sell back at 750, well documented, go back if you really want to find out. I literally told people to sell above 7 and everybody called me the biggest dummy on planet Earth. They called me all types of names, every name in the book. And now look at you. Okay, you're toast, but you gotta get above this middle band. You gotta get above it. You gotta win. You gotta score. You gotta go to the moon. Okay, and you're not gonna do that if you keep getting rejected. Okay, so cut your hair, change your glasses. Start smoking cigs. Wear joggers. I don't know, whatever the kids are doing these days, and Maybe you'll be a little bit luckier next time with that middle band that just keeps wanting to deny you there, little sonny boy. Out. Oh, geez, Louisa, Mama Mendoza. I don't even know. I don't even know. Sorry. Alp? What am I looking at here? Alpy boy, Alpy boy, Alpy boy. Tank City. Giving us a buying opportunity. That's why I brought this up. It is way oversold. Where did it go down today? 27, closed at 34. I mean, looks like it wanted to go, and then it just got smoked. What came out? RS? I mean, you were just at 54. Now you're at 34. That's not good, folks. I mean, you were riding. This was like a quadruple bottom almost, and it was trying to press above it, and then it just got denied. That was such a fake out, dude. Look, I mean, here's the thing. You look back, okay, what's the one that worked on this? Okay, let's just do a INQD, okay? Look, this is when I said, okay, that looks really good. But also, I mean, it's still a different chart, but I'm just saying you get that line. You can't always trust everything. If you get a break above this middle orange band, just like you had in ALP, the break above this middle band, it just faked them out. You know, that's tough beat. It's a bad beat. I'm sorry. But it's giving everybody else a buying opportunity. I hate to be that guy that's like, oh, well, now I can buy it. Well, you're down 50%. But, if it keeps, I'm going to keep this one on watch. And if it keeps dumping, unless any bad, let me know if you're in ALP, what came out recently, because there had to be something. Or that's just a very odd sell-off if it just came out of nowhere. Now, this is a true pump and dump. Sorry to anybody that actually believed in this. This was something that I was trying to flip when it was doing this. I can't believe it got up that high, and I can't believe I didn't buy, but I didn't. And I'm glad that I didn't buy up here, which I would have never done. But look at this, guys. I mean, this is the classic pump and dump. Pushed, absolutely demolished. Anybody that's still in this is in trouble. I mean, if you're in it from up here, I mean, you're pretty much bagged. I don't see it getting back up there, but you could very easily get a reversal from here. I mean, it's fallen so low. This actually might be a buying opportunity. Your MACD is settling here, and your RSI is kind of settling here. I just want to see a little bit. A little bit of a resurrection. I don't know. I mean, that thing has been absolutely diluted to the pit of hell. RIOT. Pull back to this middle band. Call this one on this break here. When it breaks above that resistance, it's good to go. This is a very thin. This was at $8 and it ran all the way to 14 over some time. Very good, solid long hold in my opinion, especially with this type of uptrend. You just want to keep it on this trend line. You want to keep it right at that orange line on the pullbacks, and you want to just keep going this way. You don't want to break below it and come back down to this previous resistance, which now becomes support. You want to stay above this line, and you want to stay in this channel. Until tomorrow, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please comment, please like, or else I'm going to hang myself from my kitchen counter, which I'm short enough that I would probably not be able to touch the ground on. Either way, and I'm not that short. I'm like 5'7", which is short, and it pisses me off. But that's neither here nor there. It's just something that I got to deal with in my spare time. Like when I have to get up on the cabinets to get something out of the cupboard, or, if I'm just in public. But I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.